Hi, Dr. Ashish. Welcome to QIRO Studio. For our audience, I would like to introduce Dr. Ashish. So, Dr. Ashish is currently a research assistant at the Indian Institute of Technology, Dhanbad. He is an innovator, entrepreneur dedicated to improving human life through technology. Over the past 2 years, he has been honored with the Gandhian Young Technological Innovations Award that is conferred by the Office of President of India. So, Dr. Ashish, before we dive deeper into the professional experience, I would like to know about your early life and what drew you towards mechanical engineering and robotics. And please start from your childhood if it is okay with you.
So thank you for the question. And thank you for inviting me to this your talk. So, my interest in mechanical engineering actually was driven from the natural curiosity about how machines work. Okay, rather than directly studying from textbook, I wanted to know. I really wanted to know. I am more a practical guy, not a theory guy. So first, okay. So as a child, I always enjoyed disassembling everyday devices like bicycles, motors, and pumps. Okay, to understand their inner working. The hands-on curiosity gradually evolved into like deeper interest in engineering, design, and problem solving. So, so when I was in my undergraduate, I used to join number of workshops like robotics workshop, automobile workshop, and so gradually when I became a part of it, I my interest grew deeper into it. Okay, and later so my father always wanted to say that be a true engineer. Okay, so according to him, an engineer is the one who knows each and everything in every perspective, in every domain, not just in a one domain. Otherwise, you will uh, whenever I go somewhere, you ask what is the job, what you do. They say I'm a mechanical engineer. So and then when I ask him to do a write a code, one line code, they say I'm a mechanical engineer, and I won't be able to do it. So so the thing is, see, when you shouldn't a, a part you shouldn't मतलब आप उसको आप खुद को ही अलग मत कर दो ना आप अपने कोर डोमेन से ठीक है when you talk about engineering you should know each and everything otherwise how can you call yourself an engineer okay if you are yourself dependent on some other guy how can you deal with some big projects okay and even don't if you don't have an understanding if you won't have an understanding of a small if any part of the thing you won't be able to create a big project and some other person will say anything and you'll say yes and the corruption goes on. So the thing is you should know each and everything. So when I was in my during my college years, I involved myself into multiple domains. Okay, whether it was programming, whether it was electronics, or or, or even my okay mechanical. And when I started knowing each and everything, I realized that mechanics itself means in means when I like during my undergraduate I was a mechanical engineer and I realized that mechanics itself is often it is insufficient to address like real world problems. Okay, if, and and you should have a knowledge of electronics programming, system design, even ergonomics. Okay, you can't if you are designing suppose a water bottle, the shape should be proper. Otherwise, of your people will won't buy. You have solved the real world problem. You have designed a bottle, but if the shape is improper, people won't buy it. So you need to see, you need to design each and every device ergonomically. So, so with so uh, this realization drew me towards more and more into like product development. I became I'm a if you call myself I'll say I'm a good product developer, and then I'll call myself an engineer, and then I'll call myself a robotics guy. Okay, so and when you talk about robotics, now robotics itself is an interdisciplinary subject. So when you have a knowledge of each and every domain, you can call yourself a robotics. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much for talking about your experience. A couple of insights that I would like to share with everyone that I got from your answer. First thing that if you are doing engineering or if you're doing getting into any field, get into the details. know every
yeah.
detail about that particular thing, and then it's always like it's always that you can could do more to that particular field. And the second insight that I learned was that you always try and do better product designing. Like you mentioned, you wanted whenever you are building something, you built it like with a design that is more user friendly, that will be adaptable easily, that can be used easily. So, thank you so much for talking about your experience. Now, getting into more into your journey. So, were there any pivotal moments in your career, like the people, project, or challenges that shaped your academic and professional path in engineering?
See, I believe every moment in your life, okay, will shape your professional path. Will shape you. There will be people who will inspire you. There will be projects which will build your experience. Okay, and when you are see, life itself is a journey. So when you are journey, there will be some challenges, and those challenges, when you solve it, they will refine you. Okay, so there were a number of there were a number of moments, number of people. Uh, so see, starting with my school friends. Okay, uh, if you talk about school friends, they were the person uh, uh, who actually broaden your thoughts. Okay, they broaden your thoughts. You come to know a number of things which you if you are a person, if a normal people, if you are a normal middle class guy from India. Okay, so but you will only learn things which your parents know. Okay, they won't be able to teach you each and everything. But when you are with your friends, okay, so you start to learn number of things. You start, अरे ये भी कर सकते हैं, अरे ऐसा भी होता है, वैसा भी होता है. You can just you start to explore things. Okay, so the exploration part starts from there. The next comes teachers. Okay, obviously teachers always shapes your future. Okay, they guide you proper way. You uh, they are the important people. The teachers are also that's see teacher they plan your path. Okay, how you want to go in whatever you choose your career. They'll always guide you how you should go move forward. When you talk about people, so I'll call I'll remember there was only one guy. He's my guide, he's my mentor, and he's my guardian. I will name Professor Arun Dayal. So the day I met him, okay, there were a number of things I wanted to do. Okay, but I didn't know how should I proceed. What should be, how should I move? I was doing number of things. Today I was building a circuit board. Tomorrow I was designing something. Saturday I was preparing for some exam. So the thing I was trying to which I wanted to, I was just stuck. How should I proceed forward? The day I met him in BIT Mesra. It was my call. Okay, it was the most important moment uh, that I decided to join BIT Mesra. So BIT Mesra changed me. That changed me. BIT Mesra just changed me. It saved my career. Uh, the thing which I wanted to do in my life, I started doing it. Okay. Uh, that's the thing, and I met Professor Arun at the IT Mess.
So, thank you so much. Uh, I think BIT Mishra changed my career as well, or my life as well, like it did to yours. So, were there any struggle or misconceptions you faced when entering the technical field, and how did you overcome it? I think Dr. Arun helped you a lot in that, but how did he do that? And would love to know more about that.
See, when I met Arun, he was see initially when you meet someone, they are the first thing, the first part comes of building a trust. Okay, building a trust with someone. So the first challenge for me when I joined PIT Misra, the first thing when I joined PIT Misra, I was not a good student. I joined PIT Misra after being a part in industry, after working in industry, and then again jumping back to academic. It was it was really challenging for me. So the first thing when you go, when you are in a university or in a student, if your marks are not good, if you are not performing well, teacher itself they don't trust you. They think that they won't trust you until unless you perform. So my first struggle was to build a trust. Okay, build a trust, find a person, find a group. Yeah, see, finding a mentor is itself a biggest task. Finding a mentor and finding a student. Okay, so when if you are professor, there you will have a number of students, but finding a true student is also toughest task, and finding a group is also a toughest task. So I believe that I found my group, and he also found a student. We both found each other at PIT Mesa only, and the thing we started. Uh, so so when you there are number of ways to build a trust. Either you start talking with someone, you start discussing a plan, or you start by showing results to them. Okay, by showing results in. So my initial task was I started solving the problems. I started solving problems. I started showing results to them, results to him basically, and this started building trust between us, and gradually started planning how we'll move in deeper into robotics, and this is how after study what should be our next plan, how should we build our startup, and this thing started to gradually come on, and now we're doing great. We're working together.
Oh, wow. I think this answers a part of my another question, like how did your research transition into a real world application or product development, the product that you developed? But then getting more into this one, how did you take your product to a real customer?
So the first thing when you develop a product, even in your engineering, you will hear that you should first discuss what are the problems people are facing. The first task will be to do a survey. Okay, so either do a survey, find a problem, then try to solve it, and then make a prototype, and then they start commissioning it. Okay, okay. And the other way is build a product yourself. Okay, and if people start liking it, then you can start doing a market. So there are two ways. Okay, to do it. So see, when you develop a product, if so let me start. So there are two ways. So let me start first. Let me talk with the first way. Okay, so what we did, we started going to number of conferences. We started meeting with people. We started going to number of industries. We went to Tata. Okay, Tata Steel. So when we met people there, when you saw how persons are operating, how they are removing this sludge uh, from molten metal. So we found that we need to solve this problem. We need to solve this problem. We need to find a solution for it. Then this is where we started talking with the management. We started talking with the industry management, and then they also realized, yes, this is a problem. Then we should find a solution with. So we created a solution. We pieced our idea how could we solve it, and gradually then we start writing a project. Okay, if you are an academic guy, then you will write a project. They will look into it. Then they will transfer the fund to your college, and then you will solve it and then transfer the technology to it. If you are an industry guy, the concept is similar. You can just you can instead of writing a project or transferring budget, you can just directly create a product. They will transfer the money to your account, and you can. And the other way around is just develop a product. Okay, develop a product which you find that it will solve number of problems. Then once you have developed your product, pitch, show it to people, show your product to your conferences. So publish, make a proper video, make publish it online. People will start liking it. Then you will start getting queries, number of queries that wow, this product can be used in this way also. You will start also learning that acha, my product can be used in this way, product can be used in that way. So when you start meeting now. you know where product can be used, and when you start uh, showing people to others, you also get you also have an idea how this product can be used in different ways. Okay, and then gradually you can update your design. Okay, update your prototype in for that particular application, and then I can push those things on those conferences, target those conferences, or publish it on a YouTube. My main market grew from YouTube. The product whichever I made, I just published. I made a good video. I published on a YouTube, and I started getting customers from there.
Like this is very important point. How did you like use YouTube? Like if you can elaborate on this point a little bit more, how did you find the target audience through YouTube? I think it would be a very niche industry, right? Like product, and then you finding a right customer to watch that particular video. How did you do?
Okay, so let me give start with a simple example. So the thing is, I'll talk about two products. So one product you directly target to a customer, and other you target to company, that is B2B and B2C. So if you talk about B2B, let me start with B2C first. Okay, B2C. So if you're targeting, if you have made a product and you are targeting customer B2C uh, peoples. So let me talk about dosa making machine. So the thing is, I made a dosa making machine. Okay. Uh, I, or a roti making machine. So just create a good video, good advertising video. Okay, and then publish it online. You can also create shorts of it. You can also publish it on number of social media platform, and then push it. You need to create a good taglines, good tags, provide a proper tags on a video, and it will automatically reach to people who are looking who are looking for videos of such topics or interests. Okay, and in that way they will start looking your videos, and once it goes, if even if one video reaches someone, then they will gradually follow your channels, look for other videos. So the thing is, when you have a videos now, people start they start getting trust of it. Okay, you instead of just posting a photo or providing a link, if you show how your video is working, your product is how your product is means being operated by a simple person. Okay, how can it be operated very simply without having a good in means ज्यादा कुछ कॉम्प्लेक्स नहीं है, ज्यादा कुछ बटन्स नहीं है, सिंपल बटन, सिंपल इजी एंड एवरीथिंग इज सिंपल. So people start liking it. Okay, एंड कैजुअली दे थिंक अरे ये तो मैं भी ऑपरेट कर लूंगा, मेरे पापा भी ऑपरेट कर लेंगे, मेरे दादाजी भी ऑपरेट कर लेंगे, ज्यादा किसी को समझाना ही नहीं है. एंड देन they will automatically reach you out to you. Okay, and once they reach out, you can just then you can sell it to them. And the other way around is B2B. Like, just publish a video on a YouTube, say the target industry will look for it. So how you need to show which are suppose. So I created an Stuart platform. Okay, parallel, it is a parallel manipulator. So most of the people doesn't know what a parallel manipulator is. So you need to. So I started showing number of application videos where parallel manipulator can use. Suppose, for example, medical industry to align a bone. Okay, in ocean industries to for pick and place operations, for for platform stabilization. So I started showing people number of videos. So when they started, so acha, this your platform can be used in this project for this application, also for that application, then people from those industries, they they look out for it, and they'll definitely contact you, and and they will and then you can talk to them and make it happen.
This is how you get customers from different industry also covered, right? For
Yes, yes.
Okay, that is really helpful. I think this will help a lot of people who are just in the first phase of maybe creating a product or creating a prototype, and they will get a customer feedback. I think.
So, and if you and see if you're targeting a larger population, means if you want like a boost, if you want to get a boost, so instead of you can look for related conferences. Like there are a number of conferences like robotics conferences, no expo. There are a number of expos being organized today. Today, India is organizing number of expos. You can each in every month there. You if you look around, there are around 10 expos are, it must be going on. So just go into that expo, participate in that expo, show your products. So if you see, see the other thing or the other round, let me talk about other. See, when you participate in expo, they will charge some amount of money for a stall or something. Now, even if you don't have a money, if you're just a startup and you want to be a part of a expo, just go to expo, take your product, just go to and just roam around and show people your expo. So you don't have a even require an install, just roam around, show your product. People will start recognizing it. They'll ask. Once they start liking a product, they'll look into it. You'll get customers, you'll get funders, eh, and that's how you can move on.
Oh wow, that's a really helpful, I think, uh, suggestion that you have given right now. I think even I will use that if I'm launching some product. I will just use that medium to promote my. Can you tell me about a framework or mindset do you use when you are designing a new product?
The first thing I when I design a product, suppose let me I'll again start with a dosa making machine or roti making machine. Okay, so when I design a product for B2C customers, I see who is people I am targeting. Okay, what should be the age group. So once you have defined your age group, once you have defined a age group, okay. Now for that age group, uh, how should be your design? What are the very safety things you need to take care of about? So when you design a product, first thing is you comes that should come in your mind is the safety. The next thing which come you that should come in your mind is the ergonomics. Okay, and the third thing that should come in the understandability, the UI part. Okay, so these three things you should first take care of while designing your product. So when you have taken care of this, so these are, if you talk about these, so when you make a product, there are two parts, the
So the-
outside part and the inside part. Huh?
Sorry for the interruption, but can you please explain what ergonomics is?
Say again, the ergonomics talks about the age group. What's the age group? Okay, for targeting also. Suppose if I'm targeting a class, even the male and female, it also becomes a part of ergonomics. Okay, ergonomics. Even if you design a bottle, you should target where should you should where should its waste be, so that you should be able to easily hold your bottle and you will be able to drink it. So these are all the parts of ergonomics. The thing is, if you talk about robotics, let me talk about robotics. And the thing is, when you study robotics, when you design products, when you design and when you study robotics of design of products, you will start believing in God. Take, this is the most thing, funniest thing, which is if you will feel like how it means you will start believing God. Let me give an example. So when you make a robot, so the thing is, so this is my hand, okay, and I ask my student to catch here in case of also he can catch here like this also, he can catch here like this also. But what is the most ergonomic way? This is the ergonomic way, na? But when you teach a robot to catch your ear, so it can catch, and so there are number of solutions. It's an infinite solution. You can catch here in infinite way like this also. But what's with the most proper way? This is a proper way. So this is the thing when you start solving when you when you start developing a product, when you start developing creating your own robot, and you start solving the mathematics, you find that this is very much complex, and how your brain can easily solve it. Even today, so if we talk about our hand, na, it has a 7 degrees of freedom. Okay, and solving maths of 7 degrees of freedom, it is the most toughest challenge even today, and people are still solving. They are still unable to solve it. Okay, and how our brain can solve it, how the god is designed, or when that it is able to solve it in such a like a second. So that is the moment you start believing in God. So okay, so these are the things which usually comes in your mind when you design a product. The next thing which comes is the availability of parts, the motors, drivers, what you need, whether those are available or not, what is the cost range, what is the budget, whether uh, uh, whether middle class people or high, we were targeting the audience where a person of a lower income class, they will also be able to buy it or not. And the problem it is whether it is solving the problem. Suppose, if suppose I have created a roti making machine, and a person who is earning, who is making a roti in a normal thela, okay, and he is able to earn, suppose for one roti, to, let me say, 4 or 5 rupees. Okay, so let us say 5 rupees for one roti. When he buys my roti making machine, okay, and he uses to make a roti, how much profit is he making? So you need to see, you need to see on that, those aspects too, when while developing a robot.
Okay, thank you.
uh,
This was really a very good advice for someone who is designing a product. This framework is could be used, and I think
so if you, when you talk about design, I can give a lecture of a 1 hour. There are number of points, okay, number of things which we can discuss on it. With I have a very good examples on those.
I think we will create another video for that one. Right now, we are running out of time, and maybe getting into the next question if it is okay with you.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, can you share about a time when you were working on a project and things did not work out as you planned it? And any suggestion, maybe any anecdote that you have from that experience?
It's a very good question. So when you are developing a product, when you are working on any project, use the first thing you should always remember the people who are also involved in that project, with whom you are working, who will be your the supervisor, who will be your uh, with whom you are going to need further approval, who is a guy who is talking about, who is taking our finances, and for which industry you are building this your product. Okay, so when there's when and when anything are so I'll give you with an example. I will not I'm not going to name out the company name. That, okay, let's say that the company name is suppose A Private Limited. Okay, so I was working on a project. So the person who were on the top level tier, they were not very educated guys. So when you talk about current in the scenario for India also, there are number of industry where you don't find a guy on a top tier who is highly educated. Okay, so the thing is, now when they ask you to make a product, and it requires a deeper knowledge of the technology, and when you start working on it, and if suppose there are some failure is occurring or something is happening, they won't be able to understand it. So if they are not able to understand it, and they are just asking like why you are unable to create it, and mm, this is one problem. This is one the problem which they will not understand, and you won't be able to explain it. Okay, in whatsoever way you want. The second thing, this when you are the second thing, when you are talking project, they are again in the top level guy. They will ask you to create a project which is unimaginable, unthinkable. Okay, for them, robots. If it for me, since I'm a robotics engineer, so they for them robotics is like a fancy thing. Okay, okay, so they start asking you get a fancy kind of thing, which is again is not so. And if you weren't able to do it, then according to me, you are not a knowledgeable guy, and it's difficult to accommodate in that environment. Okay, the thing is when how to deal in such cases. The thing is instead of sharing the problems, instead of sharing problem to those guys, just try to find a middleman who can make them understand who they trust, and who the guy you trust is. So try to find a middleman. That's first thing. Or the second thing is, just go on working on it instead of sharing all those things. Just don't share in everything. Just work on the problem and try to solve it in a way. Otherwise, or last thing, just quit that project and move to another project.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much. Uh, so, is there any book or idea that had significantly influenced your thinking?
If Yes, there are number of ideas. So let me talk about the latest idea, Make in India. Okay, this is the idea which I really like. I really like developing a product with the tagline "Made in Dhanbad." So I really love it to so a product made in Namibia. The second thing and the second thing is when I see number of things, number of technology, when I come, when I meet people and I see, when I see go to conference, when I see अरे a different kind of technology I see अरे यार ये तो मैं भी बना सकता था, ये आइडिया मेरे दिमाग में क्यों नहीं आया, अगर मैं बनाता तो आज आज वो जो जिस एरिया जिस मार्केट डोमेन को पकड़ रखा है, आज मैं उसको भी पकड़ रखा था, और आज वो जिस आज उसका जितना टर्नओवर आज मेरा भी उतना होता. So the thing is I was unable to think of it. And मैंने वो on that is my loss. Okay, my personal loss to my countryside, my people, loss for my people, loss for my country too. And if we talk about people, okay, so every person has some one, okay, some person was influencing. For me, it was APJ Abdul Kalam. So the thing is, he always said to have a dream. So yes, it is definitely true. If you don't have a dream, if you don't dream, you won't be able to uh, achieve anything. So even first and foremost thing that you should have a dream, what you want to do. And the second thing is you should work on it. Just not have a dream. You should even have to work on it. Okay. Okay. My guru, my teacher, because of him, I was able. He always pulls me. अरे तुमसे नहीं होगा किसी से नहीं होगा. And these are some words which always like inspired me and puts me to do. Uh, uh, कि अरे मैं कर लूंगा. Okay. The next thing, my father. Okay. Everything I am here is because of him only. So being honest and being hardworking. These two are the most important things I learned from him. Mother, if we talk about mother, patience and support, and the most important thing comes around our friends. Okay, so uh, they are not the most important people. If you have a good friend circle, so they definitely you will achieve a good height. You reach a good height. Okay, so collaborations from them, support from them, and a shared goal. Shared it is like a friends uh, walk this in parallel with you. Okay, so it is like a shared growth for both of us. Why? So she taught about work-life balance and how should what should be your psychological growth, how should move forward. And last but not least, my daughter, uh, she taught me how to enjoy life and stay curious.
That was amazing answer. Thank you so much for sharing about everyone and about the book. So now looking back at your journey, what's one thing you would tell your younger self that you would do differently?
So first thing which this is a really good question. So if I get a chance to talk about my younger self, I'll ask my younger me to choose friends. Okay, choose friends. Um, the choice of choosing friends will be good. Okay, just choose friends wisely and value your time. Okay, and develop a hobby, work on it, dedicate on it. Okay, and keep honing your skills. And the most important thing is learn to say no. Okay, if you won't be able to say no, then people will start using you. Okay, and you'll start diverting yourself. Okay, so you should always have options. Okay, create options. So when you have multiple options, you start exploring world in different way. And when you have options, life becomes easier for you. You won't be you you will be able to choose things uh, very independently. You will be able to choose your path with a freedom.
Okay, that's nice. Uh, so any challenges you faced in your journey that you think can be solved, the technology has changed a lot now. So any challenges that you have faced during your maybe your PhD or during the time when you were developing the product or sharing the product that you think can be solved using this latest technology easily. And this is more for the audience who are, let's say, building something in this space that they can use this as a maybe a problem that they would like to solve.
Right now, I don't remember any such challenges that I really face in my technology. But the thing is, I can give advice to my viewers my juniors or anyone who will look into this video. The thing is the most important which I face now, even when I have my own company, when I hire people, I see that they stick to something like, अरे मुझे तो सिर्फ पाइथन आता है, अरे मैं तो सिर्फ मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर, अरे मैं तो सिर्फ इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर। भैया ऐसा कभी कुछ होता नहीं है। यू आर नॉट एन इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर, नॉट अ मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर, जस्ट कॉल योरसेल्फ एन इंजीनियर फर्स्ट थिंग। ओके, अपने इंजीनियर का जात मत बना दो, उसका विजार्डिंग मत बना दो। एक एक स्टिक टू वन थिंग, यू कॉल योरसेल्फ एन इंजीनियर, अदरवाइज डोंट call yourself. Okay, the second thing is when you talk about languages. Okay, you don't is अरे मुझे पाइथन आता है, मुझे जावा आता है, ठीक है, पाइथन अब मुझे जावा भी सीखना होगा। द थिंग इज लैंग्वेजेस में ऐसा कुछ है ही नहीं। if you just know the logic ना, you can just write you today in today's world, today's right now, you can write in any language you want. Okay, so that is the thing. And even to persons, even the people who are right now hiring, I should say that don't ask them to write a code. Okay, just see whether he can solve it by logic or not. Because anyone is not, every person doesn't know like सबको सिंटेक्स नहीं पता होता, सबको सिंटेक्स याद नहीं रहता, सबको वो टर्म्स याद नहीं रहता है। See whether he can solve it or not. Just give him a PC, ask him to solve it. If he's able to solve it, it is okay. ठीक है। So these are the things I think. As today we have ChatGPT, we have each and everything. Let them explore those tools. Let them use those tools. Okay. If you if in today's world you'll ask person not to use ChatGPT, not to use those AI tools, and mm, keep on just जो पुराना अपना जो चल रहा था ऑप्टिमिस्टिक, नहीं मुझे ऐसे ही करना है, ठीक है, जैसे चलते आ रहा है, तो फिर भैया दुनिया कभी आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा। तुम्हें अब आगे बढ़ना है उस चीज से, और आगे बढ़ना है, तुम्हें नया चीज सीखना है। तो जो चीज ऑलरेडी कर लिया उस चीज को वापस से करने का जरूरत नहीं है। तुम वो चीज को जल्दी से सीखो, उस चीज को कैसे इम्प्लीमेंट करना है और नया टेक्नोलॉजी कैसे डेवलप करना है, वो चीज पे दिमाग लगाओ और आगे बढ़ो। तो दैट इज द थिंग व्हिच आई रियली वांट टू से।
That's an amazing insight from this. Thank you, Dr. Asif. It was great talking to you. I think our viewers will have a lot of learning from your experience. We